Good evening, and welcome to the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Tonight, we are live from Studio Vanguard, and we're linked in with the following repeaters.
Flagship, Lula, Rome, Toccoa, Noonan, McDonough, Columbus, Jersey, Watkinsville, Zebulon, Ocala, Dallas, Ottawa, Fort Mountain, Cades Cove, Lookout Mountain, White Oak Mountain, Georgetown, and of course our VoIP service, Zello. It looks like Chattanooga 700 is having internet issues from the storm.
Tonight, our RF coverage is over 1.589 quadrillion square feet. This net takes place every Thursday evening at 7:45 p.m.
Approximately.
Roughly?
Ish.
Yeah. I'd like to thank all of you who have helped make the North Georgia GMRS the most expansive and active GMRS network in the country. Your net control tonight is Atlanta 946 WQYR 514. My name is Justin.
And WRWM 344. Blue Ridge 63. My name is Mike.
And Atlanta 750 WRMR 367. My name is Jeff.
On the net, you can talk about your day's activities, radio equipment, or anything you think we'd like to hear about. This is a family-based network, so we encourage you to get your family involved. Guest check-ins are welcome from anyone with a valid FCC call sign. Once the floor is open, it is permissible to address other members of the net by their name or tactical unit number. Your FCC call sign is only required when you sign in and sign out of the net. Also, you can tune in to our YouTube channel and follow along, or even better, tune in after the net to watch your appearance on the network and hear how you sound to us right here in Studio Vanguard. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment so we know that you are watching. These interactions mean the most to help our new channel grow. What's our topic this week, Mike?
We're going to talk about ways to get friends and family interested and or involved in radio.
Friends and family.
The opposite of enemies.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. And, you know, there's lots of opportunity to share our interest in radio with the folks that we encounter on a regular basis, friends, acquaintances, family members, etc. And, you know, a lot of us have come to utilize this network and these GMRS radios because, you know, we were driven here by the interest of having an alternative communication system in hand should conventional communications fail.
That's right.
So part of that equation is who are you going to communicate with? And so if you have neighbors that you think that may be helpful and meaningful to engage in a crisis, but they're not radio enthusiasts, it might serve you well to encourage them and maybe even coach them into not just becoming a member, but being able to use a radio. Jeff says I have to break. All right. Well, that's good stuff. But before we get into all of that, let's find out what's going on, and let's catch up with Kate.
This is WRMR 367, Atlanta 751, Kate from high atop Mount Bolesky, live in Studio C with this week's Catch Up with Kate. GMRS news we can all relish. The next Westside Luncheon will take place Saturday, May 11th at 11 a.m. This luncheon takes place on the second Saturday of every month. All are welcome to attend this luncheon at Taco Mac in Marietta. The address is 2650 Dallas Highway, Suite 110. For anyone who would like to attend, please be sure to RSVP with an email to rabbithole@nggmrs.org. This allows them to contact the restaurant and have enough seating available for all that would like to join. The next Chattanooga lunch gathering will be at Champy's in East Ridge on Friday, May 17th at 12 noon. Just take exit 1 off of 75 and it's a short drive west to 6515 Ringgold Road. You can't miss Champies on the right. Come hang out with us and enjoy some NGGMRS fellowship. Ronnie and Jim hope to see you all there. The Northeast Bunch will gather at Roosters this month on May 29th. Be sure to plan to attend. It's easy to find right at the end of 400 in Dahlonega. In other news, the next Rabbit Hole Net will be Monday, May 13th. This will be a very interesting conversation about Monsanto, forgive me if I'm not saying that correctly, and GMO foods. Be sure to tune in and participate in this important conversation. Also, we are excited to announce a new addition to the North Georgia GMRS Net lineup. It will be a net held once monthly on Mondays between Rabbit Hole Nets. Look for information soon as we work toward filling the gap between Rabbit Hole Nets. Exciting stuff is in the making. Let me break. The next Skywarn Net will be on Tuesday, May 14th, and the topic is heat. Be sure to have your computer handy so you can follow along. Also be sure to email us your spotter number if you have one so that we can update our log. Send an email to skywarn@nggmrs.org. You should have your computer handy so that you can follow along and make the best use of the training being presented. Check-ins are expected to participate. More information and training materials can be found at noaa.gov/jetstream. Skywarn training nets are for the Chattanooga region only. If you have an interest in Skywarn and are not located in the Chattanooga area, you can find a local Skywarn group near you. Skywarn nets are held on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. only for our northern segment of the North Georgia GMRS Network. Be sure to tune in Friday night for the Friday at 9 Simplex Challenge. The Simplex Net will be meeting on the ball ground repeater at 8:30 p.m. If you haven't yet, you should engage in the Simplex exercise to find out what your Simplex coverage is and who your Simplex neighbors are. In the event of a real disaster, this could be vital information, and it's another fun way to engage in radio. Look for more information on Facebook or call out to Atlanta 250 sometime before the challenge for more details. The North Georgia GMRS KidsNet airs on Saturday, May 11th at 7 p.m. The KidsNet is for family members of the North Georgia GMRS Network, members, or licensed guests. We wish to thank all of the parents who make the effort to engage their children in the magic of radio. This net is for youth only, 18 and under. However, parental guidance and coaching is allowed and expected. This will be the last KidsNet for a while. The Wolf family will be taking a break while they welcome their third son into the world. We hope to resume KidsNet in August, just in time for the return to school. If you have any questions, suggestions, or spicy announcements for us to catch on, drop me a note at kate@nggmrs.org. We are North Georgia GMRS Network. This is WRMR 367, Atlanta 751. My name is Kate, and now back to you, Net Control.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Kate. That's all very exciting stuff, and I can't wait to learn more about this new net between the Rabbit Hole nets. Once monthly, every other in between. Atlanta 255, are you available to share any information about this new net?
Thank you, Net Control. This is Atlanta 255. Yes, Kate, thanks for priming the pump on that. The Little Miss Radio net is on the way. And this net will be for the ladies of North Georgia GMRS and guests. And the first net will take place June 3rd with check-in starting at 8:30 p.m.
Fantastic. June 3rd, and when do check-ins begin? What time?
So we'll start check-ins at 7:30 p.m. and then we'll start the net at 8 o'clock.
Okay, all right. That sounds like a pretty good time. It gives folks a chance to get the kids settled in, and an opportunity for some peace and quiet, and a conversation on the radio. Ladies Net on June 3rd will be the inaugural edition of that. So that's good stuff. Now, who all are we looking for participation? Is this available for high school age girls, or is this for adults only?
Well, we are a family network, so if high school age ladies would like to attend this net, absolutely they are welcome. So I would say any lady from the age of 5 to 100.
Fantastic. Well, that is great stuff, and that is exactly the spirit of North Georgia GMRS. We do like to be very inclusive. However, this net will be just a little bit exclusive, ladies only. So, but that's very good stuff. June 3rd will be the inaugural edition of this, with early check-in starting at 7:30 p.m. And our brand new net control host, Jennifer, Atlanta 255, will be hosting the. What's the name of the net? Come back with that.
Did she give us a topic?
So this is the Little Miss Radio Net. So Lisa and Kate and myself have worked on this, and that's the name we landed on. It's I think it's a good one. It's Little Miss Radio Net, and we are so excited for this. You know, it's something that we talked about at the barbecue, and we talked to several ladies while we were there. Lisa and I talked, and so we're really excited to get this kicked off.
All right. Well, that's fantastic stuff. Do you have a topic for the inaugural edition of this net?
Absolutely. Well, the topics are going to vary, not always to do with radio. But the first topic I'd like to do is, you know, the purpose of the net is for ladies to get on the air, to encourage each other, you know, talk about what they're interested in, ask questions, and test their own radio equipment or whatever radio equipment is in their house that they may or may not use, so they can get on the radio and use it and learn how to use it. And our first topic is going to be hobbies. I mean, what do you do for fun? And it does not have to be radio related. So that's the plan.
Well, good stuff. And yeah, I would imagine too many times our topics are radio centric, and we do look for opportunities to get away from, you know, the radio subject. And like tonight's subject, it's one that we've covered a couple of times, and but it's more important than it might seem. So you know, getting friends and family involved in radio is not just, you know, so that North Georgia GMRS can grow, but more importantly, it's so that when there is a need to communicate, there's somebody nearby that you can communicate with, and you can kind of get a feel for who you might want to engage with. And I think the Friday Night Simplex Challenge goes a long way toward addressing this as well. You know, if circumstances come about that conventional communications have failed, and simplex radio is what's available to you, then a couple of things are important. One is knowing how and being familiar with the equipment. So it doesn't do any good to have a box full of radios that you can hand out to all of your family members if no one in your family is familiar with radios. So we encourage family participation for that reason. But also, you know, by engaging our friends and neighbors, it might be that one of those radios in that box is the one that you hand over to one of your licensed GMRS neighbors, so that you can stay in touch with things that are going on, and you can build a partnership and have a game plan, and be able to share important resources. So that's part of the purpose. And then, of course, the other part of the purpose is because we're all radio nerds and we just like to talk on the radio. I mean, really.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's why I'm here.
That's what we do every Thursday.
Yeah. So good stuff. All right. Well, thank you, Jennifer, and we're excited for the inaugural edition of the Little Miss Radio Net, talking about hobbies, coming on June 3rd. Early check-in starting at 7:30, and the net begins at 8. So be sure and pass the word on to your wives, and for the ladies that are listening, I hope that you'll snag that radio out of your husband's hands and make use of it on June 3rd for the inaugural edition of the Little Miss Radio Net. Let me break. I thought I heard the radio saying. All right. I thought there was a rebuttal there. Jennifer, did you have anything else to add?
No, I'm counting the days till June 3rd, and I'm looking forward to talking to all of my fellow Miss Radios. And that's all.
Coming here to learn how to do it.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully sometime between today and June 3rd, we'll have an opportunity to have you visit with us right here in Studio Vanguard and hang out with us on a Thursday night, and we'll spread the word. And I'm anxious for this, too. This will be a fun net for me to listen in on.
Something different.
Yeah. So and we'll see if we can get Julie on here. It's tough to get her to stay up past 8 o'clock, though. But we'll see what happens. All right. Speaking of Julie, are you ready for tonight's tips?
This is WQIR 514, Atlanta 947. My name is Julie with this week's new user tips and operating procedure segment. This week, we'll talk about GMRS radio and getting your family involved. So one of the coolest benefits to a GMRS license is that one license covers your entire family. Unlike amateur radio, where each active user requires their own license, GMRS radio allows you to engage in radio activities with your entire family. This includes members of your family who won't or can't pass a knowledge test for an amateur license. The ECFR tells us in Part 95, Subpart E, 1705, Section C, Subsection 2, any individual who holds an individual license may allow his or her immediate family members to operate his or her GMRS station or stations. Immediate family members are the licensee's spouse, children, grandchildren, stepchildren, parents, grandparents, step-parents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, and in-laws. That's the official ruling covering family members in GMRS. Many of us became involved in radio so that we would have communications available if the conventional communication options like phones and internet are ever lost. And it happens all too often where conventional communications are interrupted for a few hours, a day, and sometimes longer. Let me break. To engage our families in the use of radio is the best way to be sure that if normal communication channels are offline, we still have a way to reach the family. Getting the family on the air is the best way to ensure that when the time comes, they're prepared and familiar with how the radio works and the best practices for using it. Even if your family won't engage on the network, good simplex practices can be an important part of communication preparedness in the event of a communications outage. North Georgia GMRS has always encouraged family participation on the network, and we invite you to get your family involved every week on our nets. We also hold a monthly Kids Net specifically geared towards getting our smallest family members on the air. This is a great opportunity to share your love of radio with our youngest family members. These are just a few of the preferred practices of the North Georgia GMRS members, and these procedures are how we become the best operators on the nation's largest, most advanced linked repeater network. And remember, if you have any questions or suggestions for new user tips and operating procedures, send me a note at julie@nggmrs.org. We are North Georgia GMRS Network, and this is Atlanta 947 WQIR 514. My name is Julie. Good night, everyone.
All right. Well, very good stuff, and what a great lead into tonight's topic. So, if you have friends, if you have family members that are not actively engaged in GMRS radio, they can be. You just need to get them activated under your license and get them on the air. And of course, if you have friends, neighbors, etc., that's going to be a little bit more challenging because they'll need to have a GMRS license. When Julie and I first came to GMRS, the license cost $70, and it was only good for 5 years. And it's like a double savings now because the license is now good for 10 years, and it's $35. So that's a significant savings over what we, and the timing was just such that, when we had to first make our renewal, the 10-year extension didn't happen until just after we renewed. So we missed out on that. And then the amount that went from $70 to $35, that hadn't happened yet either. So
You paid the 70?
paid the 70 for 5 years.
For
twice.
5, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. But next time around, I hope to enjoy a longer license and
For half the cost.
a lower cost.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. All right. Well, with that, what are we? Should we go to the? Do we have anything else we need to talk about before we start?
No, I think we about covered it.
I think so.
Is there anything going on with Studio B?
Well, there is an update on Studio B. You guys have been hard at work.
Has anybody done anything, or has that just been sitting there?
Hardly working hard. I'm not sure which.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
We do have an update. You want to cue it for the if you're viewing the live stream, which it looks like we've got a decent number of folks that are.
11?
No, we got 20.
20.
Wow.
20 right now.
We got 20 right now, but only 6 likes. That's kind of disappointing.
Well, if you are watching the live stream, we would definitely appreciate a like and a subscribe. If you're already subscribed and you mash the button again, that will make you unsubscribed, and that will make me very sad.
We're closing in on 1,000.
So, pass the word around. Let your friends and neighbors know that there is a live stream. We'd love to have a few more subscribers to the channel to help us break that first barrier that we're trying to get through. So if you could help us out with that, we'd definitely appreciate that. Commenting on the video also helps to show engagement with the video. So anybody that's watching on a live stream, definitely jump in there, show us your name and TAC number, and we'll add you to the log. So would love to get some YouTube check-ins. Looks like we have 4 or 5 of them already. All right, so the short little video of the state of things for the studio is just airing on YouTube right now. Oh, it's just over. It's finished. I just missed it.
I started it over, but Jeff pulled it down.
Yeah, that's okay.
So
All
if
right.
you saw it, you saw it.
Well, Mike, you wanna head things off at the top of the roster and
Yeah. We'll jump right into it.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, wait, we can't do that yet. We still have to take check-ins.
We should take more check-ins. We about rolled past that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me go ahead and acknowledge we've got just a handful of check-ins here that looks like have come in through YouTube. So let me grab this real quick, and then we'll start off with some Zello check-ins. So if you're wanting to check in on Zello, get ready. Go ahead and pull the app up. I'm going to stall here for you for just a minute. So we have Dallas 16 Michael in Dallas is in and out. We have Ari is a YouTube check-in from Toccoa, Georgia. Thank you for that check-in. We have Kate's Cove 82. Jenny in Rockwood is in and out. Atlanta 20 Michael is a YouTube check-in. Rome 27 Terry is a YouTube check-in. WRWC 802 Larry in Colorado is a YouTube check-in, and it doesn't show him as in and out, but because he's a YouTube check-in, that kind of is a default. We also have Atlanta 557 Ed in Kennesaw is from the beautiful metropolis of Kennesaw is in and out. Atlanta 102 James incoming is a YouTube check-in, in and out. Chattanooga 138 Dustin in Rossville is a YouTube check-in, in and out. And Chattanooga 49 Robert in Dalton is a YouTube check-in, in and out. Those are the check-ins we have at this time. Now we're going to go back to Zello to see if we have any Zello check-ins. All radio users, please hold your traffic. Zello check-ins only. Net control, standing by.
This is Atlanta 795 WROB 977 Blair, and I'm checking in from Nashville.
We're going to jump right to Blair. Blair has...
This is Chattanooga 127 WSAI 340 Larry. I am checking in from the road. I am traveling at work, and I'll be in and out. Let's see. You guys have a great day.
WRMA 965, Atlanta 964, Richard in Duluth, in and out.
Net control. This is Gainesville 76, WRUH
Not a Zello
751,
check-in.
John in Gainesville, in and out.
All right. Net Control is going to go ahead and acknowledge Atlanta 795 Blair from, did he say Nashville?
He did.
Yeah, Blair's in Nashville. Blair used to be in Tucker. That's what it pulls up on our roster here. But he had to move away for, I don't know if he moved away for family or for work, but he did have to move away. But he's still an active participant in our Facebook page, and I believe Blair checks in or checks us out somewhat regularly on Zello. But I have something I want to discuss with Blair, so if you would just kind of get ready, because I'm going to come right back to you. Chattanooga 127 Larry in Chatsworth, Zello check-in, in and out. In Atlanta 964 Richard in Duluth, also a YouTube check-in, in and out.
Zello check-in.
Zello check-in. Zello check-in. Why do I keep saying YouTube?
We're on the Zellos.
I don't know. How can we be on Zello? Because I see Gainesville 76 in there.
He slipped in on Flagship.
Oh.
Not on Zello.
Oh. All right. Well, we've got Gainesville 76 in there, sneaking under the radar, trying to check in with the Zello users. Folks, if you would please pay attention, and would like for you to stay off of the PTT during the Zello portion. It interrupts the entire process, and it consumes a significant amount of check-in time. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and go back, and Atlanta 795, Blair in Nashville. Blair, you just recently engaged in a fascinating adventure. I'd love to hear a little bit about it.
Okay, well, you must be talking about the honor flight that I still run in Atlanta. And just for your information, we did move to Nashville, just outside of Nashville and Mountain Juliet, a little over a year ago to be close to grandsons, but still stay active with North Georgia GMRS because I still travel back and forth to Atlanta frequently, and it's great to have you guys in the car. But, yeah, yesterday, some of you might have noticed on Facebook, we did another honor flight. We took 25 veterans from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, and we took them to Washington, D.C. for the day to visit their memorials. It's something that we have been doing that for about 10 years, and our hub is a national group that's based out of Washington, taking over 300,000 vets total with the national group. But had the privilege yesterday, we actually had a World War II veteran. Some of you might know him. It's Homer Rice, was the former athletic director from Georgia Tech. We had another Korean veteran with us, and then we had 23 Vietnam veterans with us. So we had a great day. Everyone got to see their memorials and just had a great time with everything.
Well, what a very cool thing. And I know you've been engaged with that for quite a while. We've talked about it in the past, about the honor flight. So tell me how this works, Blair. Is this how are the honor flights funded? Because the veterans are not paying for the flight or for the day, are they?
No, the veterans do not pay a penny. We fund our flights in two ways. First of all, and the major way is donations, either from individual people, from corporations. Anybody that wants to donate to it, we greatly appreciate that. We also have people that travel with us. They're called guardians. Each veteran has a guardian that goes with them. The guardians do pay their own way to go. It's $650 to go as a guardian. Anybody who is physically able to push a wheelchair around all day if necessary is eligible to go as a guardian. So if anybody out there wants to go but you're not a veteran of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, you are definitely welcome to go with us for that.
So I guess I maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't know that there was the guardian option. I'm sure you've told me before, and like many things that people tell me, they just whoop, just goes, just right by me. But
we call that normal.
Normal around here. That's right. But yeah, I didn't realize that was an option. So that's kind of a cool thing, and it's an opportunity as a non-veteran to experience the meaning of this day for the vets, and you also get to go see all these cool things in Washington. So I would love to take that trip. I have to see if I can find the time and the money. That'd be a cool thing.
And you'd probably need your own guardian.
I'm not sure that's going to work that way, but yeah, when you made that post on Facebook, it reminded me of the opportunity I had a couple of years ago to visit the Midway Museum in California. The Midway is an aircraft carrier that's been turned into a museum, and it's the aircraft carrier that my dad served on during Vietnam. And so Dad was living in Texas at the time. He met us in California, and I was able to see the aircraft carrier with him and tour it with him, and he was able to show me some of the highlights of the ship. And one of the very cool things about that day was that we were able to tour his duty station, which is not really open to the public, but they made the exception because that was his duty station, and he was a former member of the ship's crew. So they allowed us to go all the way down into the bowels of the ship, well below the water line, into one of the 12 fire rooms for the boilers on that ship. And what a thing to be able to experience that space that he worked in. And of course the boilers weren't running, so the conditions were much more pleasant, I'm sure. But just seeing that operating space and seeing all the various gauges and instruments and valves, and knowing that everything in that space is 150 degrees, you can't put your hands on anything. You have to be wearing gloves you have to be covered. And, of course, everything that you cover yourself with is just going to get wet because it's 150 degrees in there. But just a neat thing to experience. And to look at the expressions on his face as he's telling the stories of some of the things that happened while he was on duty. Let me break. So, these veterans, these are people that have made an important contribution to our world. And it's real easy because we have such a comfortable world. It's real easy for us to take that for granted, and we don't think about that in daily terms. But the truth is that this would be a very different world if it weren't for a few generations of tough men that got things done. And I just wonder if we were pressed to it today, if the outcomes would have been the same, because we don't have that same quality of character of individuals that we once had. And those men deserve so much more. But for your contributions to the honor flight, I want to say thanks. And I know that's something that you've been committed to and continue to work at. And I just think that's the coolest thing that you've been able to do that. So if somebody wanted to contribute, who would they reach out to?
Okay, if anybody wants to make a donation, you can go to our webpage. It's honorflightatlanta.org. We're the only hub in the Atlanta area north of Macon, so we cover pretty much Metro Atlanta, all of North Georgia. So again, it's honorflightatlanta.org. If you are a veteran that served between the beginning of World War II and the end of Vietnam, you are eligible to go. You can also go to that website and request an application to go as a veteran. Or if you want to go as a guardian, same thing. You go to that website, you can request an application. We can get you in line to go as a guardian. Next trip is going to be in mid to late September, and we definitely need a few more spots filled up. So again, if anybody's interested, go check out the website. There's also my contact information there for Blair Smith. You can give me a call or get in touch with me from there as well so I can tell you what's going on.
Well, that's fantastic. So, yeah, folks, if that's something that has meaning to you, I would encourage you to go to the website and Honor Flight Atlanta. Was it .org or .com?
.org. Yep.
.org, and explore that website and reach out and make that contact to either become a guardian or make a contribution, or if you're a veteran, go ahead and apply to be a part of the honor flight. That's cool stuff. I really appreciate the fact that group exists, and hopefully I can make some sort of a contribution to that sometime soon. I think it'd be really cool to go and spend a day with a veteran. All right. So thank you for that, Blair. We need to continue on with check-ins. I just wanted to grab that because I didn't know how available Blair would be. And since he checked in and I knew about that honor flight, I wanted to be sure we got that covered. But let's continue on with check-ins. We'll continue with any repeater other than flagship. Net control, standing by.
Whiskey Ocean 4, Foxtrot, Tacoma 44.
Is that our host in Cashiers? Oh.
This is CW5 WSAE 606, Cindy in Comer checking in and checking out. And also CW4 WSAE 606, Derek in Comer checking in and checking out.
5, I've got it.
Doesn't she go by Cindy or something?
Yeah.
I believe that's correct.
This is WSCA584 Allen in Cassia, North Carolina. Toccoa 44 checking in and out.
What did he come in on? He came in on Toccoa, yeah.
I guess we didn't keep the AC running long enough.
No, it got humid quick.
It sure did.
I don't know how you still have a sweatshirt on. I'm roasting with the door open.
We should kick it back on.
Too loud with these mics.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge this round of check-ins. We had Toccoa 44, Allen in cashiers, in and out. Atlanta 770, James is a YouTube check-in, in and out. CW4, Derek in Comer, in and out. And CW5, Cindy in Comer, in and out. Let's continue on with any repeater anywhere, including the flagship machine. Net control, standing by.
This is.
What a nerd.
This is Atlanta 810. WRNQA63. John, Dawsonville, checking in and out. But maybe I'll come in later tonight after I get back to the house.
So you're going to be in, John.
Control. Control, this is WSCR 809 in Marietta, Georgia. Checking in and out, first time check-in.
This is WSCT 957 checking in from Canton, Georgia.
I didn't get that.
I think it was WSVT 957, but I'll confirm.
Thank you.
This is. This is WRVR 303. Chattanooga 30, Jonathan checking in and out from Hickson.
Are you certain of the Marietta one, or do I need to listen to that one?
I feel pretty good about that one.
This is WRWZ 491, Chattanooga 121. This is Mark Nudawa checking in and out.
Yeah, neither one of them gave their names.
Did I get did I get the call sign right on the Canton one?
Both of them are correct.
Okay.
Is the ROB 245 Atlanta 849. I know I've already checked in, but I'm going to have to bow out. I have to be away from the radio to take care of things, to go to Marietta tomorrow, and I'm not going to be near the radio, so I know this is unusual, but I just need to let you know I catch you on the end. Thank you. Control, this is WSCR 809. I saw on the YouTube channel you had me correctly on your spreadsheet. You have me as WS Charlie R 809, which should be Whiskey Sierra Bravo Romeo 809. First time check-in. Happy to be here. Thanks.
Got it. That was helpful.
There is no WSVT 957.
I'll go back and listen to it again, but even on the playback, I'm 99% sure that's what he said.
Is it WSCT?
Or could be a B as in Bravo. I think it may be Bravo.
Okay. WSBT 957.
He says it so fast, it's hard to...
All right, so WSBT 957 is from Treasure Island, Florida. Samuel Joseph.
Well, you might want to get clarification then.
All right, let me do one more thing here real quick. I want to see if I can get a name for WSBR 809.
C.K. Thomas in Cave Spring.
This is WSBR809, and my name is Heather. And I live in
She can hear us.
Summit, New Jersey, but I'm visiting family in Marietta, Georgia.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. That's hilarious.
Thank you, Heather. We were
Thanks,
actually
Heather.
looking that up.
Well, I don't have to look it up now.
Oh.
All right. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, Heather. It's hilarious that we're in the background trying to look that stuff up, and then you're hearing us with our banter and providing us the information in real time, faster than we can look it up. So love that. That's great. Let me go ahead and acknowledge this last round of check-ins. We have WRN. What am I doing?
Get your act together.
That's what a dork. Atlanta 810 John in Dawsonville is. Was he an In-N-Out Burger?
He didn't know. He said he'll be checking in later.
What a dude.
I left him in.
All right. And then we also had, and I think we have it right now, WSBR 809 Heather in Marietta is a guest with North Georgia GMRS. And welcome to the network. Glad to have you on the air with us while you're visiting.
Well, it's ironic that she's visiting family, and that's tonight's topic is family involvement.
That's perfect. Yeah, she's right there. So we also have, we think this is correct, WSBT 957, and I closed that page. Let's see. That was
you had somebody from Treasure Island.
Treasure Island is what I saw, what I found.
But
I don't know if that's right, but we're going to go with it. And if it's incorrect, then come on back and let us know. We don't have a name for that check-in.
It was a guest out of Canton.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll go with that for now, and if we can clarify, we certainly will. Next, we have Chattanooga 30. Jonathan in Hickson is in and out. We have Chattanooga 121. Mark in Ottawa is in and out. WRCK 509. Thomas in Cave Spring is in and out. Oh, that's a YouTube check-in. And Chattanooga 19. Jack in Chattanooga is a YouTube check-in, in and out. Those are the check-ins we have at this time. We'll take one more round of check-ins when we get to the end of the program. We'll take late check-ins before we close. We've got a pretty good run at this time. So.
Yeah, that's a pretty good number.
Yeah. So, Mike, let's head up to the top and kick things into gear.
All right. Let's go ahead and break.
Mike's running the show tonight.
I'm going to call on you.
No, you're running the show.
I'm running the show? Are we sure that's a good idea?
Yep, you're running the show.
Okay.
We never worry about whether the ideas are good or not. We just go with it.
Yeah, we just come up with the idea and then employ it.
And then we just do it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's on you.
We'll go to the top of the log to CW33. Tom and Bogart is in and out tonight. Atlanta 342. David Incoming was in and out. Cades Cove 81. Renee in Rockwood in and out. Cades Cove 83. Bill, also in Rockwood, was in and out. And that'll bring us to our first check-in, Atlanta 292, Derek in Rockmart. Derek, tonight's topic of getting your friends and family involved, how do you try to encourage other people to get into the hobby, or how can you help them overcome mic fright? What good do's and don'ts do you have, and any other topics that you want to cover with the net tonight?
Evening, everybody on the net. A couple of things that I thought about as you were talking right there. I've got a few people involved in radio. Sometimes the mic fright, it's a real thing, and we all experience it from time to time. But just taking a second before you key up, think through what you want to say. Be clear about it. Be slow. Try not to rush through everything. A lot of times when we key up, we start rushing through what we want to say. But taking our time through that, but taking a few seconds before you key up and think about everything you want to say, and then just let it flow out. Best advice I can give tonight.
Justin, did you get that?
Say that again.
Justin, did you get that advice?
He was multitasking.
Something about think about what you're saying and then let it roll. Key the microphone and pause for a moment. That's an important thing, because in most radio repeaters, there's no need for that. But this is a little different. Being a linked radio network, there is a pause required. If you begin speaking, the very moment that you key the microphone, the first part of your message will be lost. So that pause, that intentional break before you begin speaking, can be very important. It's a hard thing to do because it's instinctive to, once you've got that button down, to just start talking. And so something we just have to consciously process each time we key the mic, and we need to make that pause.
Yeah. It is called a push to talk, not a push to pause to talk. Right.
Yeah. So we should maybe use our influence to change that name.
That's right. That's right.
PT.
Push pause talk. PPT.
PPT. Yeah,
don't overthink
it. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Derek, thanks for the comments. Did you have anything else?
Tonight, Justin, and sometimes it's too easy to get in a hurry and just let whatever goes through our head pop out, but we could all try to do a little better, I guess.
All good, all good. All right, well, thanks for checking in tonight, Derek. We're going to go ahead and move on. Next in the log, we had Columbus 40, John in Phoenix City, Alabama, in and out. Atlanta 454 and Atlanta 453, Steve and Janine, both in Lilburn, were in and out tonight. And that'll bring us to BR 549. Uncle Mike, up around Cherry Log, is in with us tonight. Uncle Mike, I know you've done a lot to get people, family and friends, involved in radio. What tips would you like to share with the net tonight?
Well, you know, I'm just curious about his neighbors. Has he ever tried passing out any of the radios
up on the mountain?
Up on the mountain to any of the bears or maybe even Bigfoot?
He's right by that Bigfoot museum.
Well, he's got to scramble from the chair.
Yeah, we got to give him a minute. He's coming.
Sorry for the delay, gentlemen. Had to get up and walk over here. Yes, I have. I've passed out a lot of cards. I've had some successes and some not yet successfuls. Along the subject matter for tonight, I have a family involvement. I'm going to take a pause.
Matthew.
The subject matter of family involvement. My family has been concerned about my failing health, and they have sort of worked together to convince me that over the course of the summer, my son and I and some contractors are going to build a barn dominium, tiny house with lots of storage in the northern end of the Shenandoah Valley out behind my property in West Virginia. A place where I can live close by family such that I can be heard when I'm yelling, help, I'm falling, and I can't get up. Let me take another pause. Really looking forward to it. It has to be habitable by the fall and to be properly finished by the winter and heated with all the utilities working. It'll have at least 2 garages, one for my storage
Is that up by Virginia? Yeah.
Well, that sounds like an amazing adventure, and I think probably even at the right time. So, hopefully, your barn dominium will be habitable at about the same time Studio B becomes habitable and operational. I'm looking forward to getting that project to the place where we can begin operating out of it. And yeah, that's a big old project.
Yep.
I've seen some of these barn dominium structures, and when I was a boy, my folks were talking about moving to Oklahoma, and that was kind of on the table. There was plans for a big old barn with a handful of horse stalls, and then up above where a loft might have been would be a sort of an apartment structure with a couple of bedrooms and a kitchen and a living room and a balcony that would look out over the barn. And I don't know, I guess everything would be upstairs above the horses. And so that never came to be. It never did happen. But it was exciting to think about. And, the cost of building in that fashion is so much different than conventional home construction, but I don't see that the comfort's any different. So I think you could have a very comfortable building put up and be able to utilize that. And I've seen, on YouTube, there's a couple of channels where they've built some pretty amazing barn doors that look really, really comfortable and well finished, well appointed. So it's just a matter of what you're willing to do, I guess. And it doesn't really have to be tiny either. I mean, I think that's probably something more along the line of what you want, but that's great stuff. So we'll have to start thinking about what that's going to mean in terms of connectivity, huh?
Get Zello access, but Matthew stressed that it's because of what y'all mean to me. I don't want to be out of touch, even that was an adventure, listening to the sound of onrushing trains, which is how they're always described in the news reports, but got no damage here. Anyway, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I feel honored that my family wants me to keep on keeping on, and I intend to do that with Zello.
All right. Well, that's very good stuff, Uncle Mike from up around Cherry Log. We're all excited at what the future holds, and this could be good stuff.
A new adventure.
A new adventure.
Yeah.
There's always a new adventure. But trains running through his neighborhood's a little bit unusual, though. I'm not sure how close he is to the railroad. Seems to me that it's a little ways away.
Seems like it would be.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think that that's not the kind of adventure we want to have, but they do come around. I know there was weather all around the region in the last day or so, and it sounds like the potential is for more of that to come. And it's someone is at the front door. Good to know, in the middle of the net. So, but yeah, the weather stuff is always a challenge. It's always interesting. I never quite know what the best way to handle that is, because we've talked at length about Skywarn and things like that on the network, and we resist that, but I don't know. It's If that's the reason that you need to call out because you think that there may be something approaching fast, it may be important that you go ahead and make that call that there could be a tornado here, so that we know to check on you in a half an hour and make sure you're still on the air. Or if you're not, maybe someone needs to come looking. That might not be an unwise thing to do.
I'm not far down the road.
And despite policies and ideas on Skywarn and whatnot, that might not be the right way to go. So bear that in mind if those things come around, and we need to make that call. But I don't really want the network to turn into a storm chasing weather, scary weather stuff. We've got plenty of that on the amateur radio, and they do a great job of making good weather reports in that network. All right, Mike, who's next?
Next, we've got Cades Cove 80, Eric up in Rockwood. Eric, we've got you in tonight. What questions, comments, experience would you like to share with the net regarding getting your family and friends involved in radio? Eric, Cades Cove 80, are you still with us? All right, we're going to go ahead and show Eric is in and out.
Let's go ahead and while we're on the subject with Eric, when it comes to getting family involved in radio, he's kind of the master. He's gotten everybody involved, and that's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of his family involved, and I was looking forward to hearing from him. So maybe we'll hear from him later on in the net. We'll go ahead and keep moving to Gainesville 417. William in Auburn was in and out with us tonight. Rome 12. Mark in Rome was also in and out. And that'll bring us to McDonough 22. Tim in Stockbridge. Tim, what would you like to share regarding getting your friends, family, or others involved in radio?
Well, good evening, gentlemen, and rest of the net there. Excuse me. Still got a little bit of hoarseness going on here. But anyway, as I may have mentioned a time or two, all my relatives and are spread around all over the country and not anywhere close to the North Georgia GMRS net. And since I'm retired now, I'm spending most of my time at home. I don't really get around that many people to talk to, but as you know, it was Julie's voice that originally attracted me when she was doing net control, and I happened to pick it up one night on my walkie-talkie and heard her talking, and so for the first couple of years that I was a member here, Julie and maybe, 911 occasionally, and maybe one other, I don't know. There was only a couple of the ladies that were on the radio, and so anytime when I was up at the barbecue and finally got to meet and shake hands with Ronnie, Chattanooga, Chat 69 up there, and met his wife as well, and I was trying to encourage her to get on the radio, and she was kind of expressed, maybe just a bit of mic shyness there. I don't know if it's mic fright actually or not, but I just try to tell the ladies to get on there. It's nice that we have so many ladies on here now, with Kate and Julie and oh my gosh, my memory's going crazy. But anyway, we got Pamela and Jennifer and so many more. I'll try to name them all, and I'll get somebody get mad because I didn't mention their name. But anyway, we got so many ladies on the net now, on the network, and so it's really nice to hear the ladies taking part. And anytime I get a chance to talk to any of the wives that aren't on the radio, like at our McDonough meeting or whatever, I try to encourage the ladies that aren't, so active on the radio to go ahead and jump in and get their feet wet, and just tell them, it's just like talking on the phone. There's no special lingo, there's no special words to remember, other than giving out a call sign once in a while and a TAC number. It's just like talking to your next door neighbor across the fence. So I encourage all the ladies out there, if you're listening and you're not taking part so much right now, heck, what are you afraid of? Jump on in and talk. It's just, it's just talk, and we all enjoy hearing from each other and talking to each other on the radio. So that's my word for the night. Y'all have a good one. Back to net control.
All right, Tim. We'll appreciate your comments and definitely some good ones in there. We had a net several weeks back now, but talking about plain language, and you mentioned that. I think that's a big one that makes it less intimidating and helps overcome that mic fright to just have a conversation. Same as we are here, you and I right now, and so many other conversations that we hear on the air throughout the day. Sometimes that's what we do see comments about is how do I, what do I say? What's the proper etiquette? How do I key up? And I think that's probably part of that intimidation to help get over for first-time users. So good comments, Tim. Thank you as always for tuning in and joining us. We're going to go ahead and move on. Next in the log, I've got Chattanooga 123, Steve and Ringgold. Steve, what comments or questions do you have for the net tonight about getting friends or family involved in radio?
Yeah, I, in the last 5 years, have gone from no grandkids to 9 grandkids. So my approach has been to just get them excited about radio. In fact, hopefully this Saturday, my oldest granddaughter will have her first kids net with me, and I'm excited about that. I've been working with kids my whole life, and I finally have some that are grandkids to really spend some time with and get them attached to the hobby. So they're already excited and they love looking at the radios and listening to the radios. So that's my immediate plan. Anyway, back to the net.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Oftentimes our conversations center around spouses and how we can get them on the air. But I think you raise a good point about getting the kids involved. And I try to do that myself as well. Give the kids small, inexpensive radios to run around the property with when they're outside. And when I'm mowing the grass, I can still talk to them, things like that. And just getting them excited about it and learning how to use the PTT button and key up and hold it while they're talking. Yeah, good stuff. So they're going to participate in the Kids Net. What is that? This Saturday?
This Saturday.
Is it this Saturday?
Yep.
All right, and this will be the last one for a little while.
Yep.
As I understand
they
it.
welcome their third son into the world.
Three legends.
3.
All right.
I wonder if this one's going to be a what something. Fill in the blank.
Yeah. We'll have to.
That's yet to be determined.
TBD. We'll see what Atlanta 810 has to say about that later. All right. Well, Steve, we appreciate your comments. Anything else to share?
No, sir. That's good. Thank you very much. It's been a great net, and I appreciate everyone's kindness in welcoming me to North Georgia GMRS over the last 2 months.
All right, very good. Well, we're glad to have you, and thanks for tuning in on the YouTube live stream as well. I see your comments for us in the live chat, so glad to have you on both the radio side and the live stream. We'll go ahead and move on. Next in the log, we had Gainesville 44. Joe in Cleveland is in and out tonight. The next small string of check-ins, we had a series of doubles and stepping on each other a little bit there, so on the initial check-ins, I was not able to get all of the in and outs for several of these check-ins. So if I call on you and you're not there, that's okay. We'll keep going, but at least want to give these folks the opportunity for those that might have been in. So first on that list was Noonan 57, Sherrod and Noonan. We'll go to you first. Do you have any questions or comments for the net tonight? Sherrod, did I say that right?
Looks right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that very well may have been one of those in and outs. So we're going to show Sherrod is out, but we do have you in the log. Next up was Chattanooga 110, Jim and Ringgold. Jim, I show you as in, so we'll check in with you if you're with us. Let us know what questions or comments you have for the net regarding getting friends and family involved in radio.
Good evening. It's been an interesting net to listen to. I have got my grandson and my son interested in and minimally on the air. But I talk to everybody about what I'm doing and tell them what a joy it is to meet new people on the air. And it's been a great adventure for me. Let me break a second. When I set my son up with a radio, I was so pleased to be able to buy him a radio and a mag mount antenna until I found out that he had an aluminum truck, and that was a surprise. But we got that worked out, and he's on the air from time to time. We communicate together and enjoy conversation with each other, and it's a great thing to know that we can communicate other than by cell phone. And that's about all I have.
All right, Jim. Well, definitely agree with you. Cell phones have their place, and they're nice, and most of the time they work, but agree with you that the peace of mind of having a backup means of communication with your son is important, and radio can do that in so many instances. So thanks for your comments tonight. We appreciate you checking in. Next in the log, we have Chattanooga 69, Ronnie from Las Vegas. Ronnie, if you're with us, we'll go to you for any questions or comments you have next for getting friends and family involved in radio.
Hey, buddy. WRKJ 453 Chattanooga 69. You know, Tim mentioned a while ago about my wife getting on the air. I don't know why she's scared to talk. She's never scared any other time to talk. God, I hope she's not listening. I try my best. That's all I got, man.
Well, we'll hope she's not she's not listening tonight as well. For your sake, Ronnie. Appreciate you checking in tonight, my friend. Good to talk to you. Next in the log, we have Atlanta 403. Bobby out at the Vortex. Bobby, we've got you in tonight. So what can you share with us regarding how you go about getting friends or family involved in radio?
Tough question there, guys, because I don't have any family up in this area. And friends, most of my friends I've made through the radio, but I do my thing with my CERN group and my CERT group and try to get them, a couple of them involved in the radio. And, you know, it's sometimes hard, like a lot of people have said. The big thing is the mic fight. People are just afraid to talk on the radio, which I never had a problem with, but I guess other people, yeah, they realize they're going out over the whole world, or in this case, all of North Georgia. So, but, yeah, I do my best to try to talk it up and get people involved in this, because NGGMRS is a great thing, so, and, I don't know what else to say on that. I just, you know, I've been trying for years to get more and more people involved, and little bits and pieces people come in, but that's about it. I'll throw it back to you.
All right, Bobby. Yeah, appreciate the comments and agree that getting people over that initial stage of keying up and going out over the world, as you say, that tends to be the obstacle we've got to overcome. I think another one that goes kind of along with that is that radio can be a little bit technical, and so at least some of my experience has been that getting non-technical friends that don't necessarily care about learning all the detailed ins and outs of how radios work and how antennas are tuned and how to get a good ground on your antenna. I think that also tends to be something that we've got to work through with some of my non-technical friends. So
just set it up and make it work.
Yeah, that's right. Set it and forget it. And that's why they like the cell phone.
But, you know, that's the beauty of GMRS radio. If you've got somebody nearby that can program the radio for you, then it can be just push the PTT and play.
That's right.
You don't really need to know a lot of specifics about radio operations. There's no test to take.
Yep.
So, you know, that part of it becomes pretty simple. And quite honestly, most of these radios have manuals that will step by step you right through programming the radio. If you understand, you know, things like what is a CTCSS tone and what is a DCS tone, and you know, it's not highly technical. There is a little bit to it, but
that's right.
It's really not all that deep.
Well, even if you don't understand what a CTCSS or a DCS tone is, if you can understand that you need one to connect to a repeater, and then you can find that menu option that says DCS TX or DCS RX, follow some basic instructions from those manuals, then oftentimes you can get it done. So I guess a little bit easier, or maybe the same as setting the clock on your VCR. Something like that.
What's a VCR?
Yeah, what's a VCR?
Oh! I thought I was the youngest in the room.
You still have a VCR?
I don't actually.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a DVD player somewhere, but all right. Well, appreciate your comments, Bobby. Thanks for checking in and being with us. Next on the log was Dallas 20. David, I think he was up. Well, he didn't tell us where he was. He's somewhere up north because he was coming on Fort Mountain. So, David, what comments, questions do you want to share with the net tonight regarding getting your friends and family involved in radio?
Good evening, everyone. I was actually downtown Dallas, was able to connect to Fort Mountain, so I figured I'd jump in early. for family, well, I've got my whole family involved. Getting over here and getting started on North Georgia GMRS for off-road and emergency communications has, led into, its own rabbit hole. But, that led into us getting Mom on the radio. And it's been a joy watching her. What do I do? What do I say? I don't know what to do. Well, don't worry. We'll push the button. You just talk. And then when we were moving, we gave her a handheld, and she was, coming up with 10-4, I hear you, on the radio, copying what she's seen on TV. So it was kind of fun listening to her do that. But we're fixing to get our cousins involved because their family members are part of the ERC group, and they're wanting to get to be a part of North Georgia GMRS. So we're fixing to extend that, and all that comes from just walking around with a radio at a family event, and they go, well, what are you listening to? Well, let me tell you, this is my other extended family. Let me break. But, that's what it is. It's family-based, and that's down to the roots. Get your family involved. Radio's fun. Whether it's, playing around on the yard and using Simplex or, teaching family members how to use it for emergency, communications. Like today, I had my radio on in case the storms got bad at the house or what have you, and phones were out. So, we've got that plan in place, and North Georgia GMRS has the equipment in place, so you might as well use it, And for anyone that has mic fright or doesn't know what to say, go back to the YouTube videos. Watch those Julie tips about, the common, language and things like that. You can actually go on Facebook and put it in the search bar and look it up, and it'll pull up, past posts from years ago. So if you're not sure how to do it, there's plenty of tutorials on how to do that.
No, good stuff, David. Yeah, I agree with you as far as looking back on some of the past nets that we've had. And the other thing you can do, too, as a new user is just monitor for a while. I remember when I first stumbled across North Georgia GMRS, I spent weeks just listening to the voices, the random people that were talking during the day. And you'll get a feel for the way the repeater network operates and who's talking and how to talk just by monitoring. And you get to the point where you start to recognize some of the common voices that we hear on the air every day and get a little bit more familiar with it before I ever cracked the PTT button for the first time. So, all right, David, well, we appreciate your comments. Thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you later. Next on the list, we have Gainesville 100. Randall in Buford was in and out tonight. Atlanta 77 Warner over in Tucker was in and out. Atlanta 637 Dave in Kennesaw was in and out tonight. And that'll bring us to Atlanta 250 Dana in Dahlonega. Dana, you've certainly helped expose a lot of people to radio, so curious what comments and questions you have to share with the net tonight.
Well, first, good evening, guys, and I just want to thank you all for what you do. And unfortunately, none of my local family have the radio bug. I've tried, and they just don't seem to catch on. So what I do try to do is, for myself, represent the network in a professional manner, to conduct the Friday Night Net in a fun, professional manner, and to stay involved with the Facebook page to those new members that might not be actual members of the network, but just on the Facebook page, to keep their attention and to bring that curiosity out in them about radio, and hopefully they end up joining. So it's just general involvement, and I hope to be doing my part coming up with the Jeep Fest coming up, where we represent the network and hopefully get some new members through that exercise. So, yeah, it's just all, let me break. It's just in the little things that we all do day to day. So that's about it. So back to you.
Yeah, you're right, Dana, and just for what it's worth, I think you do a great job with not only the Friday night at 9 Simplex Challenge, but also in helping to respond to folks on the Facebook group page, answering questions, and generally providing good advice for new members. So certainly appreciate everything that you do to contribute in welcoming people, not just to radio, but to North Georgia GMRS. Thanks for checking in and being with us tonight. Next on the log, we have Atlanta 256, Chuck in Dawsonville, who said that he would be whatever we decided. And so, Chuck, we decide that you're in.
We don't give him a choice anyways.
We don't. So,
there's no decision to be made. It's automatic.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, Chuck, what comments, questions would you like to share with the net tonight since you are in?
Oh, good evening, guys. How's everybody tonight? Yeah, I just figured I'd throw it out there and you guys would pick and choose. I like that. Well, like Dana said, my family's not into the radio. Plus, I got one in Denver and I got one in North Carolina. And mom is absolutely no on the radio. She's got better things to do. That's all yours. So it's just me, and I got 256.1. She's sleeping on the couch right now, so she's not barking, putting in her 2 cents. But, yeah, that's all I got for tonight, guys. I'm glad everybody made it through the storm last night without any big damages. So I'll be back with you.
I think we forgot to get Atlanta 256.1 in the log.